Hello, this is Lada from astrolada.com. Today I'm here with Krasi, who will walk us day by day through the month of July with sidereal, zodiac, and astrology using the ancient Babylonian method. She will walk us through the days of the month using the position of the moon. Hi, Krasi.
Hi, Wada. Hi, everyone. Yes, we'll talk day by day um, on about what is happening on the sky and which events to perform, what to avoid. So, yes, thank you, Wada. Okay, let's start. Just a small overview. Uh, we spoke about the eclipse with Wada. You will see our other video, so I will not give so much attention on the eclipse. Just to tell you that on the 2nd of July we have the total solar eclipse happening on the axis of Cancer, Capricorn tropically, and sidereally Gemini, Sagittarius, and therefore especially on the 2nd, on the 3rd, it's good not to do much. But I will say this when we look day by day. So actually, the 1st July is already starting Wada with invisible moon. So it's like the nature is preparing us. And on the 1st of July, it's really good not to do much. And this is also what the ancient people would do, especially when eclipse is going to follow and when the moon is hidden in the rays of the sun, because on the 1st of July, if you look out, you will not see the moon. Yes, then it's good to contemplate, meditate, do whatever spiritual practice you like to do. But if you would do surgeries, if you like to travel, better not. 2nd, I know you travel in water, but be very intuitive. 2nd of July.
I'm on the 30th. So,
Aha, much better to be before. Yeah, yeah. 30th is okay. Yes. So 1st of July, 2nd of July, and up until 3rd, you have 3 days. I now generally say about these 3 days, if you would do surgical interventions, definitely not. It's really not advisable. If you would travel, I noticed that when the moon is invisible, especially during eclipse, you will see more accidents on the road than usual. Therefore, if your heart is telling you better postpone your travel or your negotiations, really do listen to your intuition. This is really very important because this can save you from troubles. Also, during these days, people tend to feel differently, like their energies, their emotional um, level would be different, and therefore avoid conflict situations. Really do your routine work, just carefully without getting involved in any risks. And also, no new beginnings, but that's naturally, and this is the most important to say about these 3 days. And then we are having the first lunar crescent, which will appear on the 4th of July. And this day is particularly important, very, very important, because in the ancient tradition, not the 21st of June is the day of the summer solstice, but actually it is the 4th of July, because this is the first lunar crescent after the sun is in the point of the summer solstice. So this day is marking a period of 3 months. This is like the horoscope of the next 3 months to come.
mhm. Now we do it when the sun exactly crosses the summer
Yeah.
solstice, but then they did it when the moon becomes visible.
Yes,
So the
exactly.
sun, after the sun crosses the summer solstice. Okay. So sometimes it might be even 10, 15 days after the summer solstice.
Yes, exactly. It can be. Yeah, it's never exactly the same because this the degree.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Yes, yes. So yes, there is this small difference. However, this day, let's not forget, it's still under the influences of the eclipse. So we have these 3 months that will be influenced a bit. Um, but around these timings, and this will be valid also for the tropical astrology, it's wonderful to collect herbs. Especially in Bulgaria, we have special rituals, any of them. We call it Wada. So it's wonderful. Now, if you gather herbs, it's really great. They will have magical powers. Though we have eclipse, so it was a bit different and it's a bit less lucky as it usually would be. So on the 4th, this is this magical day. I would, it would be different. Like if other years, I would say it's good to perform your own rituals, like placing your wishes to the universe, I would say maybe not. Also, the day 4th is not so appropriate for new beginnings. Again, because we will be still influenced by the eclipse. Now, this month, it is not negativity, but it is reality that after eclipse, immediately it's not very appropriate to do new beginnings. If after eclipse you're starting new business, I would say wait until the new month, a new moon shows up.
Mhm.
Because it may sound negative, but it is not. It is to protect you. So this month in general, all these 30 days that will follow, I would say don't do new business, don't start new company, don't start new website. Just wait until next, lunar.
Did once, right on a solar eclipse or something. It was a total failure. It just flopped within a month. So
Me too. I'm talking also from my own experience to tell you. Me too. I was thinking, no, nothing can happen to me. I have this ego. I'm astrologer. I know, but now it's not true. It's not true. I from experience, I know. Yes, it's really so that it's better to wait. We all can wait 1 month. So this is one important thing to tell you. But still, because the moon is in Cancer, good to do beautiful spiritual practices that will maintain your intuition. To travel, be careful. Mars is still there, invisible. You don't know what can happen. To convey message, to teach, also you may be misunderstood or you may make mistakes. I noticed that with this conjunction Mars Mercury, I'm talking, I'm making video, and I'm saying mistakes which are ridiculous to other, like things that I wouldn't say otherwise. Really, I think this works on people's mind. The conjunction Mars Mercury.
mhm.
so, so if you are teaching, be careful, concentrate. This is also to travel. Be careful. New beginnings. We said surgical interventions. No. 5th of July. Good day for your business, for your routine, for doing astrology, for studying astrology. Also, the day will be quite good, for example, career wise. Like if you want to do important things at work, you may have really the blessing of the planets, but no new initiatives. To travel, you already may. Surgical interventions, you may not on 5th of July. 6th of July, the moon is conjunct very powerful star of astrology, and also power. So yes, wonderful for astrological practices, and whatever you learn on that day can be very fruitful for you in the future. You may travel, you may do your routine business fine, but you may not do new initiatives, as we said, and surgical interventions, no. And then we have 7th of July. On the 7th of July, the moon is in powerful degrees of studies, sharing knowledge. Travel, you may negotiate carefully. If you decide to negotiate with someone, double, triple check, prepare everything, three times prepare, watch the details, because of, again, we still will have this conjunction of Mercury, and on this day he will be stationary. He can block our thoughts, like we can forget things, or
Yeah.
technology failures. I noticed this as well.
Okay.
From nowhere they come. I had from nowhere technology failures yesterday. You know what? So this is 7th of July. It's really good to take this in mind. Also, during this day, it's good to be careful when traveling, in particular, or no new initiatives and no surgical interventions. Again, specific phase of Saturn. Very same would be valid for July 8th, but the day is very pure, pure degrees of Virgo, pure for knowledge, studying, spiritual work. Careful for when you travel, new initiatives, no surgical interventions, no. You may share knowledge, but once again, you may do videos or share educational materials, but carefully, like prepare is the word with this Mercury. No, who is already retrograde, invisible with Mars, even more. This is happening on July 8th. He is turning retrograde and invisible, Mars. We need to be very well prepared with every educational project or media or everything.
I think
Now,
business, Mercury business,
also,
mistakes can. Sorry, my mind is so slow today. The babies woke me up very early, so
And Mercury, Mars, because my mind is slow as well for this reason. Yes. 9 of July. Actually, during this day in particular, be careful when driving, when traveling. No surgical interventions. You can do artistic work. You can do design work. That's going to be beautiful. Any art. Very, very nice day for such purposes, for knowing, receiving knowledge, sharing knowledge. You may, but once again, no, don't forget, Mercury now is even in more inauspicious phase when it comes to communication. To negotiate, no. Now we have 11th of July. Did I say 10th of July? Oh, okay, no. 10, I think I was too fast. 10th of July, even more beautiful day for artistic work. It's like if you want to perform artistic things, beautiful day. If you want to do beauty procedures, you may not, you definitely may. 9 and 10 are wonderful for beauty procedures, but keep in mind they should not be invasive or like involving knife, but beauty procedures, very nice. Painting, artistic work, really nice. Careful when traveling, and no new initiatives, and still no surgical interventions. And now on the 11th, the moon is void of course. He has no course. When the moon is void of course, this is not dangerous, but we cannot expect super result from our deeds. It's like you can do a lot, but it kind of remains unresolved, or something will be on the way. This is for 11th. Surgical interventions now, do your routine business, traveling carefully, only if your intuition is allowing you. And then 12th. On the 12th, the moon is powerful in Antares, powerful, powerful star, and trine by the ruler, of Scorpio, together with Jupiter. Very interesting day. Would be very interesting for new projects, but still don't forget we're still under the influences of the eclipse. The day could be powerful for new projects, new ideas. Do it, but always carefully, like double check, triple check every single detail. To travel and negotiate you may, but once again, like double check, triple check every single detail around this. And here is the time to tell you that Venus is preparing to disappear.
Oh, too.
And
Yeah.
she will disappear around, I'm saying around because in Europe we stop seeing Venus on 15th of July, and with you could be a bit later, like 17th or so. So we have 2-3 days difference, but still Venus is about to disappear. And with this, of course, disappears everything that she represents. I have to switch this. So with this disappear everything that Venus is representing. Therefore, and she's starting already to disappear. So this is a thing to take into consideration.
But also, people might be completing till the 17th, 15th of July Venusian projects of some sort.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
wrap up anything with art, with beauty, with women, with agreements and things like that that are ruled by Venus by the 17th, completed by then. You can also see probably good results by then.
Yes, because she becomes very fine, very artistic, very magical. So it's not entirely bad, but she changes her nature. She becomes totally different. But money wise, it's not good. On market wise, and she's disappearing.
After the 15th. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's disappearing with the second eclipse. Money wise, market wise, not good. Scarcity on markets. Things like this is one of the things that Venus can do. So business wise, market wise, the month is not perfect. That is that we have to understand. So 12th is this. Actually, the day can be really very productive, ambitious things that you can do, even sport or things like that. Travel, you may, carefully. Always now, carefully listen to your intuition, negotiate as well. Same, it would be valid. Very same is for the 13th of July. 14th of July, be especially careful because the moon is joining Saturn, we are approaching really the eclipse, so, and approaching the full moon. So 14, 15 are days that people can be a bit more emotional, if you feel a little bit melancholic, keep this in mind and don't allow it, see more nature, go out, see the sun, um, gather herbs. It may work this way this time, that you may feel a little bit melancholic, especially if the axis of Capricorn, Cancer tropically, or Sagittarius, Gemini is on a key position, like on your ascendant, descendant. This is one of the things. New beginnings, definitely no. Surgical interventions, no. Only if you need. But once again, I wouldn't advise this to happen during this time. You may study, you may do a lot of spiritual work. This will be very wonderful on this particular day. And then on the 15th of July, the moon is exactly conjoined with Saturn. Even though Venus is softening enormously, still visible, making opposition. Carefully, don't get involved in any um, conflicting situation. Traveling, careful. You may feel that you a bit. It's not the time to apply for better career or improvement in your career or better salary. It's not the time. It's the time really to be a bit low profile. To do your routine carefully, diplomatically, and very spiritually. Travel very carefully. And 16th is already it is the eclipse day. And exactly during this time, it is indeed good not to look at the eclipse. Even people in the ancient world, wouldn't expose their food, wouldn't eat during eclipse. Even if you feel tempted to eat, wait a while, yeah. And yes, if you feel a little bit too melancholic, see the nature, and try to meditate and think only good things. Don't no, it's meaningless to say, no new initiatives during this day, no, and it's a Tuesday. No surgical interventions. If you can avoid to travel, better avoid, definitely. And then we have the 17th of July. Again, the moon is exactly having opposition from Mars. Carefully. Carefully, no surgical interventions, no new initiatives, and travel, be carefully. You may do spiritual work because these are degrees where you have the star Altair, very clairvoyant. Suddenly, after the eclipse, people could feel amazing spiritual, see images, see spirits. It could be very interesting after the eclipse for people who have these qualities. I don't, but there are many who do, obviously. 18th of July, moon is void, of course. You can't do much on this day. If you want to do something new, when the moon is void, of course, as we just said, you don't really get exactly the results that you may want to. So do your routine work carefully, and this is very important. And then Venus is already invisible. 18th for your area approximately, Wada, but this always varies with 1-2 days, depending on where on the globe we are. And then on the 19th, the moon is passing through wonderful spiritual degrees, powerful, powerful. And here you may do medical interventions. You may travel. You may do your routine work. The day is wonderful for spiritual work. Here you may do more things. 20th of July as well. Surgical interventions, traveling, even negotiations carefully you may do, but once again with very, very good preparation. No new initiatives. On the 21st, surgical interventions, you may travel, you may negotiate carefully with good preparation. You may, the day is wonderful for spiritual work, meditation work, all this. The day is really brilliant for this. To travel, you may. You may do also beauty procedures. 22nd of July, no. Better avoid traveling. Exact square from Saturn. Jupiter is also watching, he's helping, but still, I would avoid traveling. I would say I do tomorrow. Avoid surgical interventions definitely on this particular day. And do your routine work just carefully, without taking risks. You can do wonderful spiritual work. You are going to have results. 23rd of July, moon is void, of course. You can't do much, but you can do a lot of spiritual work. You may travel. You will be out of danger, but not so much actually you can do if you really want result. Do your routine work without getting involved in difficult situations, and surgical interventions you may not. 24th of July, this day, even if you are having, the desire, the ambition to do things, better avoid, because Mars is making exact square. So better postpone a bit or do very carefully. Like whatever you do, think that it can be a bit too emotional or too impulsive. You may be a little bit too impulsive. That's also very possible. This can affect your love life as well, because now already Venus invisible is together with, you have now three planets. On the 24th of July, invisible Venus, invisible Mars, invisible Mercury, three together, and the moon is exactly squared. During this day, you can be very emotional, very impulsive, especially in your love life. So be patient, loving, diplomatic, also at work, in every area, and use your intuition. You may travel, but very, very carefully. Negotiate, better not. You may be too emotional. 25th of July, similar. If you decide to travel, double, triple check every detail. You may surgical interventions, you may not. 26th, you may do surgical interventions if they're not invasive, because we have the Pleiades. The day will be good for your finances, but only routine work, no new initiatives. For beauty procedures, if not invasive. Travel, you may. Negotiate, better not. 27th of July, the moon is very good for your business, for your routine work. It is not wonderful for new beginnings. You may do surgical interventions, you may do new procedures, even if they are a little bit more invasive. But always ask your intuition. And you may travel. And on the 28th of July, be a bit careful. Travel, you may. Negotiate, be careful. New initiatives, no. Surgical interventions, you still can. 29th of July, you may not do surgical interventions. I would say don't even travel on this day. Negotiate, not. Study, spiritual work, sharing knowledge, you may. And then we're having 30th of July. On this particular day, the moon becomes invisible, hides in the rays of the sun, the same story. We need to be very, yeah, spiritual. We cannot do so much. We cannot do surgical interventions. We cannot travel. You can, but very carefully, or better avoid. New beginnings, definitely not. Finishing things, the previous day is the most appropriate. 28th and 29th of July. If you want to wrap up, complete projects, complete things, that's the timing. Because on the 30th, it is Tuesday, but you can't do so much, except for spiritual work. If you feel too emotional, uh, better, to meditate, to do whatever you would ease up your mind. So that is very important. This is for the 30th, and the 31st, the moon will be still invisible with Mars. So these 2 days, I wouldn't even travel, because Mars, moon together, in Cancer, I would rather avoid any risks if I can. No medical, no surgical interventions. So with this, we're completing the month, but nothing to fear from, these eclipses happen often, but to keep them in mind, to benefit from their energies and from the knowledge.
Good to be spiritual. There are lots of activities to do if you're spiritual very often.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And it helps.
Research. It's good time, guys, for studying. So get your courses.
Yeah. Study. Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah, exactly.
Thank you so much, Krasi, again for sharing. Uh,
Pleasure, Wada.
this is probably people's. They look forward every time. They say, like, I plan my month with Krasi day by day. So thank you. And if anyone would like
Pleasure.
to speak with Krasi, have a personal reading, there's a link below. You can contact her, see her availability. And thanks so much, Krasi.
Pleasure, Wada.
Looking forward to see you next month again.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Bye bye.